to have a successful fast, I have 5 tips for you guys. So my first tip is the goal. Set a goal for your fast. Logically, there's a reason why you want to fast, right? And we are all in different life stages in life. So whether it's to find your soulmate, whether it's for a promotion, whether it's for a job, whether it's to move out of your current situation or to buy a home, whatever it is, have a goal and make sure that your goal is specific. But one thing I want to urge about having a goal, it's also important for you to fast not only for your desires, but also to grow closer to God, also to hear God better, also to strengthen your relationship with God, to be more like God. You know, you can also fast to have spiritual growth, spiritual breakthroughs. The second tip is the type of fast. So you want to pick what type of fast you want to do. So there's, like I mentioned, 3 days, 7 days, 21 days, and there's pastors that does 30 days fasting. So just make sure you pick, you know, the type of fast and you stick to the restriction of the fast that you've chosen, whether it's 3 days only water, or 7 days only fruits and vegetables, or 21 days but you're only eating between a certain period of time, like sunset to sunrise, and no meat. Like, just make sure that you stick to that commitment. Some people will also do some sacrifices, like no TV, no social media, or no activities that are not, you know, of God. And it'll like cut down on certain things that are more of feeding your flesh than your spirit, right? And then the third thing is to prepare for your fast. So one thing that I did was, before starting the fast, as someone who was beginning to learn how to pray, and really it's just a conversation with God, but sometimes you don't have the words, you can just, even just sitting still and waiting for God, because the Holy Spirit that's in you knows what you need more than you know. So I prepared, like, you know, just prayers that revolve around the goal of my fast, and scriptures that was directly correlated with the goal of the fast. So I had those already prepared, so that when I was fasting, I was only focused on praying, having conversation with God, reading the scriptures. And that comes down to the fourth tip, which is to be mindful. Like I mentioned, to be mindful of how you are, how you act, what you do, what you say, to make sure that while you're fasting and praying, that you are carrying yourself the way that God will want you to carry. You should do that on a daily basis, but just be mindful of the outside world and the distractions. One thing that I can say is that if you're doing like a 3-day fast, then I would highly recommend to do it over the weekend, or during like a period of time where you have days off. Not to make it easier. It's not about making it easier. It's just for it to be more efficient, because now you have the time to actually focus only on the goal of the fast and on God. All right, if you're at work and you're fasting, and if you have kids, you still have to prepare food for the kids. You have to prepare them for bed. You have to prepare them for school. So dude, like, if you can actually have like a time frame where you can just focus on that. Some people would even go to a hotel so that they can just focus on this praying and fasting. So like for me, when I went to Houston, Texas, and I was fasting, I was completely isolated. I know no one in Houston. I made a really great connection, but that's gonna be in my video about Houston, Texas. But I knew no one there. So I went there and I knew no one, and I was just going with the flow, trying to figure out my way. But I was completely isolated, and I wasn't distracted by my errands or my daily chores, because all I had to do was to pray and fast, really. And I did take some time to visit the city, obviously. But yeah, that could also be an option if you can afford to just get away from the real world during your fast. And also, like, what I did is, like, I set a specific time to pray. So I would be like, okay, first thing in the morning, I'm gonna pray from 6 to 8 a.m. And that's not to say that after 8 a.m. I did my prayers, I can do whatever I want. No, it's just I know that no matter what, this is my time for me and God. And also to have a set location to pray. So whether it's your prayer closet, or if you make your bed an altar, or just a specific place that you usually go when you speak to God, and you make that, you commit to that. And that comes down to my last tip, which is to commit to the time that you set for your fast, commit to the place that you set for your fast, commit to the restrictions that you put on your fast, and just be disciplined and obedient and focused, and have confidence that no matter what happened at the end of the fast, no matter the outcome, just know that God has a plan. Okay, God has a plan, and He has planned for you to prosper. He wants you to win. So it's always going to be for your good or bad. It's always going to be for your good. So those are my 5 tips for a successful fast. Hope you enjoyed my journey, and I pray that you guys will have a successful fast as well, no matter the outcome. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know how your fast went, and stay tuned for the next videos of my journey.